And I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit.
To the world, she may appear as the shattered wife pouring her pain into a diary. But to those who know her ambition, this could be the boldest play of her life. Because if Jay-Z falls and the empire crumbles, she cannot afford to be dragged down too. She must look innocent, blindsided, untouched. Even while whispers claim she always knew the truth. So which Beyoncé is real? The broken woman lost in betrayal, or the cold strategist who has waited patiently for her escape? That's the debate dominating industry dinner tables tonight. And just when it seems like a simple marital collapse, the plot twists again, with insiders insisting this isn't only about secret affairs and hidden children, but about pressure from forces far higher. Powerful hands tightening the grip on Jay-Z, pushing him toward the edge, not for love or scandal, but to make him break, to make him talk, and to aim his finger at another fallen titan already sitting behind bars, Sean Diddy Combs.
You understand? I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public to make up their brand.
And this is where the whispers turn into full-blown conspiracy, with Diddy, once the king of those infamous white parties, now facing charges so severe they threaten to erase his legacy forever, sitting in custody as his empire crumbles and the question lingers. Who else will fall with him? His decades-long bond with Jay-Z suddenly looks like the last domino waiting to topple, with the theory being that the lawsuits, scandals, and relentless headlines are all part of a strategy to bury him in pressure until there's only one option left: cooperation. And this isn't idle gossip. Veterans remember how tightly the two men rose together, how they flaunted their billions on camera, how they covered for each other when nightclub brawls and lawsuits threatened to blow everything up. If Diddy is ready to spill it all to save himself, why wouldn't the authorities eye Jay-Z as the ultimate prize witness? And if that's the game, then Beyoncé's timing feels almost surgical. Why stay chained to a collapsing empire if your husband is about to be flipped into a bargaining chip in hip-hop's biggest takedown? Boy Records and Jay's longtime ally now sits locked away facing charges that threaten to erase his name from music history. And if investigators believe Jay was close enough to witness the inner workings of that empire, then his silence becomes priceless. The surest way to crack it? Threaten everything he holds dear. Look at the timing. Diddy's legal disaster erupts and suddenly paternity suits, federal filings, and resurfaced scandals from decades past swarm Jay-Z's name. Coincidence or choreography? Insiders argue this isn't about destroying him, but forcing compliance. Because as a witness, he's too valuable, too iconic to waste. The warning is clear: talk or watch it all burn. And already the cracks are visible, with his reputation tangled in rumors of secret families and allegations that paint a reality darker than any lyric he ever wrote.
Best of both worlds. Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this yet.
Nobody talks about that project.
They swept that smooth under the rug.
Why?
The bond between Jay-Z and Diddy was once untouchable, marked by champagne toasts, billionaire brunches, and speeches about strategy and brotherhood, with Diddy even declaring, "Whenever I'm in trouble, this is the man I call, my strategist, my brother." But now that brotherhood may be the very chain weighing Jay-Z down, because if authorities believe he was in those rooms, at those parties, seeing the shadows form, then silence isn't loyalty, it's obstruction. And with Diddy rumored to be preparing to point fingers to save himself, Jay-Z faces a brutal choice. Betray the man who once called him family, or risk being pulled under beside him. The unease stretches far beyond the courtroom as paranoia builds around Jay-Z's refusal to speak. His silence grows louder with every headline, while 50 Cent's mocking meme of Jay on a milk carton felt less like a joke and more like a reflection of reality. That Jay has gone underground, hiding out as the storm rages. But what if the storm was never meant to pass? What if its very purpose was to smoke him out, to push him into a corner until he finally breaks his silence?
Beyoncé and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them.
Blanc's appearances over the last year have been a masterclass in contradiction, stunning on the surface yet pulsing with tension that fans and analysts can't ignore. At award shows and tour stops, she shines almost defiantly, but whispers say the glitter hides a darker truth. Every red carpet pose and every stage smile feels intentional, a silent message that she remains in control even as her private world edges toward collapse.
That major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious past.
It's impossible to ignore the larger picture taking shape. If Jay-Z decides to flip, he could become the key witness who finally helps dismantle Diddy's empire, saving himself but betraying the loyalty he once swore. If he keeps quiet, the pressure only grows, and with it the risk of losing everything: his career, his fortune, even his family. Beyoncé, meanwhile, may already be steps ahead, ready to use the chaos to break free of the Carter name and craft her own empire, selling a story of survival that fans will embrace in droves. Which leaves us with questions far bigger than one marriage. Are we watching the fall of Jay-Z, a man once untouchable? Is Beyoncé preparing to walk away not from heartbreak, but strategy? And are we witnessing the slow collapse of one of the most powerful couples in entertainment history? You tell us, does Beyoncé stand as the betrayed victim, the mastermind behind the escape, or a mix of both? And just how deep do you think this conspiracy runs? Drop your thoughts below, because this storm has only begun. Until next time, stay watching, stay questioning, and never forget, the truth is always stranger than we think.